students. In this video, you are going to learn about discrete Fourier transform and you are going to learn how to obtain DFT from DTFT. Okay, you know what is DTFT, right? DTFT is discrete time Fourier transform. Here, the discrete time sets is converted into frequency which is continuous. Okay. But DFT converts discrete data time into your frequency set which is also in discrete. So it is purely discrete. Okay. That's why DFT is more efficient than DTFT. Okay. DFT is used in digital signal processing. Okay. So it is to DTFT is to analyze continuous periodic signal and DFT is to analyze discrete signals. Okay. We'll see the formula for DTFT. It is x of e power j omega is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n e power minus j omega n. This is for infinite length, okay? And for finite length, we will have summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power minus j omega n. So, DTFT can be applicable to analyze both finite length sequence and infinite length sequence, okay? But DFT can be used to analyze only the finite length sequence. So, that is why DFT can be obtained from DTFT by sampling one period, only one period, which has the limit from 0 to 2 pi. Here omega is your frequency level which varies from 0 to 2 pi for one period. So here you can see the representation. We have the 0 to 2 pi samples. Okay. So here we are considering n points. Okay. We have totally n points. So spacing between each point is equal to 2 pi divided by n. Okay. Spacing between each point is equal to 2 pi divided by n. So this formula can be written as omega k is equal to 2 pi by n k. Okay, understood? Here omega is equal to 2 pi by n, the spacing between each point. So x of k can be rewritten as x of e power j omega when omega is equal to 2 pi by n. So omega k is equal to 2 pi k divided by n. So this is your DTFT formula for finite length, but DFT can be obtained only for finite length values. Okay. So we are considering the limit from 0 to n minus 1. Here we can rearrange this equation. X of k is equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power minus, instead of omega we are writing 2 pi k divided by n into n. So this is your DFT. Okay. From this we can analyze the discrete signals. Okay. This is the most efficient method to analyze the discrete time signals. Here the n value and k value varies from 0 to n minus 1. N is based on the number of points. Okay. If it is 8 point DFT, your limit value varies from 0 to 7. If it is 4 point, the limit varies from 0 to 3. If it is 2 point, the limits vary from 0 and 1. Understood? It is n minus 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. This is the way to find out the limit value for n and k. Okay. You will be using this formula for analyzing the discrete time signals. Okay. You will be using this formula in solving the DFT problems. Okay. By that time you can understand this concept. So here I have written the difference between DTFT and DFT. So in DTFT it can be used to analyze both finite signals and infinite length signals. But DFT it is applicable for finite length signals. In DTFT it is discrete in time but continuous in frequency, which means the discrete in time sets can be converted into continuous in frequency set. Okay. But here it is discrete in both time and frequency. It is less efficient, DFT is more efficient. Okay. Here it is continuous and periodic. It uses discrete time but converts to continuous frequency. Here discrete samples of one cycle can be converted into discrete frequency representation. Okay, it is purely discrete. And the formula for DTFT is written here and the formula for DFT. Okay, this can be written both for finite length and infinite length. For finite length you have to use this one, for infinite length you have to use this one. Okay, so that's it. I hope you would have got some clear idea about DTFT and DFT. Okay, in the next video we will be learning about the DFT properties. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.